Assalamu alaikum students, my name is Tumkeen Abid and today we are going to start reaction of aldehyde and ketones with ammonia derivative. Remember students, these are examples of some examples of acid catalyzed reactions जो कि हमने previously भी discuss किए थे. Now in these reactions we will डिस्कस द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ अमोनिया कंपाउंड के डेरिवेटिव्स कौन कौन से बन सकते हैं. हमें एक चीज़ ऑलरेडी मालूम है दैट अमोनिया इज केमिकली रिप्रेजेंटेड एज NH3, राइट. सो जब भी हमें इस कंपाउंड का डेरिवेटिव बनाना है तो डेरिवेटिव बनाने के लिए हम यहाँ से एक हाइड्रोजन को रिलीज करते हैं, -1 हाइड्रोजन, दैट बिकम्स NH2 with a free bond, right? Remember this nitrogen always have a lone pair of and a free bond. अब जो बॉन्ड फ्री हुआ है, इस फ्री बॉन्ड के साथ आपने कुछ स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप्स अटैच करने हैं, राइट. These groups are attached to this compound. Now the resultant compound becomes derivative of ammonia. How? Like अगर मैं इस NH2 ग्रुप के साथ G अटैच करूँ, G representing certain groups, like G may be an OH group, G may be another NH2 group, G may be a group like this, G may be a group like this. इन कंपाउंड्स को हम अभी नेम भी करेंगे 2 4 लाइक दिस. सो दीज आर द वैल्यूज ऑफ G. मतलब जो बॉन्ड फ्री हुआ है, दैट फ्री बॉन्ड मे कंटेन OH ग्रुप, मे कंटेन NH2 ग्रुप, मे कंटेन फिनाइल हाइड्रोजीन, मे कंटेन 2,4 डाइनाइट्रोफिनाइल हाइड्रोजीन. कोलेक्टिवली आप इन तमाम के तमाम डेरिवेटिव्स ऑफ अमोनिया को ऐसे शो करेंगे, लाइक आपने G को OH से रिप्लेस किया, देन इट बिकम्स NH2 OH, right? NH2 OH, that compound is called as hydroxylamine. अगर आपने G को रिप्लेस किया with another NH2 group, then this is called as hydrazine. If we replaced free bond of ammonia with a group like this is called phenyl hydrazine. The last one is कि अगर हम अमोनिया के फ्री बॉन्ड को रिप्लेस करें with a structure like this, is 2 position and it is 4 position, 2,4 dinitrophenyl hydrazine, also called as 2,4 dinitrophenyl hydrazine. Shortly it is termed as 2,4 DNPH. In next step, we will discuss the chemical reaction of all these 4 derivatives with a specific type of aldehyde or ketones, right? So moving over there. Now taking some examples of hydroxylamines. So initially we will discuss the reaction of hydroxylamine with aldehyde or ketones. Like we have a compound like this. एक और मजे की बात आप इसमें सुन लें. That point is this: all of these derivatives have a common point. That is NH2. और इस NH2 के अलावा जो point हमारे लिए important है, that important point is this H2, this H2, this H2 and this H2. Right? How it is very important? It will be discussed in chemical reactions. So first, initially we will discuss reaction of aldehyde and ketone with hydroxylamine. Like we have a compound C double bond oxygen, like we have an aldehyde, this is your acetaldehyde, and here we have ketone, right, प्लस इसको हम थोड़ा स्पेसिफिक वे में अरेंज करेंगे NH2OH in the presence of certain acidic condition. इसको बाद में सॉल्व करते हैं. In the presence of certain acidic condition, like again this H2 is very important. This H2 and this oxygen, they will combine to form water molecules, and our resultant product must be like this. Our resultant product must be like this: C as it is, CH3 as it is, H as it is, double bond oxygen as it is, and OH as it is. Remember, this section is an example of acid catalyzed, so we must use H positive ions, right? In second case, if we take an example of ketone, CH3, CH3 plus again hydroxyl amine, NH2OH in the presence of H positive ions, it becomes the same rule. CH3, this part is unaffected, there is no change. Double bond oxygen as it is, the part which has to be removed in this section is this. इसको आप यहाँ से remove करना है in the form of water molecules. Oxygen दो bond इसके as it is, then it is directly connected with N and OH. This is the reaction of aldehyde and ketone with hydroxyl amine. Remember, the compound we have initially taken is this compound. This compound is called as ethanol, और इस ethanol से जो resultant product बन रही है, that product is ethanol oxide, right? यहाँ से जो product बनेगी, this is your acetone or propanol. The name of this product is, well, this is propanol. This product is propanol, और लास्ट में जो एडिशनल वर्ड ऐड करें, that is oxide, right? So these are the reactions of aldehyde and ketone with hydroxyl amine. Next we will discuss a reaction of aldehyde and ketone with hydrazine. The same rule. आपने यहाँ से H2 रिमूव करना है, यहाँ से आपने ऑक्सीजन रिमूव करना है. That will form a water molecule, and that water molecule will after releasing water molecule, there will be a new product, and that new product is specifically named as hydrazone, right? How we discuss it? Let us take an example. Now we start the reaction with aldehyde and ketones with hydrazine. How? Let us take an example. We have an aldehyde, right? And this aldehyde is going to react with NH2. This is called hydrazine in the presence of H positive ion. Remember, all ammonia derivative reactions are example of acid catalyzed reaction. Now what must be the product? Again वही rule है, O and H2 यहाँ से remove होगा, और removal के बाद जो next compound बनेंगे, that compound contain one less water molecule, like CH3 as it is, C as it is, H as it is, double bond, and H2, right? So the name of this compound, if we call it as acetaldehyde, now this compound become acetaldehyde hydrazone. Acetaldehyde hydrazone. Acetaldehyde के बाद हम यहाँ पे लिखेंगे hydrazone. Hydrazone is because of reaction with hydrazine, it become hydrazone. hydrogen, right? Now students, you must complete this section. मैं यहाँ पे complete section लिखता हूँ. CH3 double bond oxygen, CH3, we have the same product N2H4 in the presence of H positive ion. You just need to complete this section, N2H4, right? So this was the reaction with hydrazine. Next we will start the reaction with phenylhydrazine, right? Again same kind of rule कि आपने water molecule release करना है. After releasing water molecules, you have a new compound. That new compound have its specific name. Like in case of hydroxyl oxime, we said oxime. In case of hydrazine, we convert them into hydrazone. Next we have reaction with phenylhydrazine. Now the resultant compound must be phenylhydrazone. How it works? Like again we have a simple reaction, double bond oxygen, CH3, CH3. Remember our starting point may be a simple aldehyde like formaldehyde or acetaldehyde, or a simplest ketone may be acetone. इसको हमने again is going to react with this compound NH2 NH, and is called phenylhydrazine. After reacting in the presence of H positive ions, again यहाँ से आपने this is oxygen and this is water molecule, इसको आप यहाँ से release कराएंगे. After releasing water molecule, the compound is like this, CH3 double bond and H and a phenyl group. Remember this is called as phenylhydrazine. After the formation of reaction, this is acetone, we call it as acetone phenylhydrazone, right? आपको एक reaction complete करना है. मैं यहाँ पे लिखता हूँ. Reaction is CH3 double bond oxygen hydrogen, and you have NH2 NH C6 H5 in the presence of H positive ions. What must be your product? You need to identify this section, right? Our last reaction is with reaction with 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. Again as aldehyde and ketones is going to react with 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. This reaction is again releasing H2 from this compound and oxygen from aldehyde or ketones and forming a formation of water molecules. Remember, यहाँ पर मैं तमाम के तमाम केस में water molecule नहीं लिखा मैंने, so you must add water molecules over here. Our last reaction is a reaction of aldehyde and ketones with 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine, or shortly represented as 2,4-DNPH. Now see how the working of this section. The reaction starts again with double bond oxygen and CH3 double bond oxygen, and our next compound is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine, 2,4-DNPH. How it works? Again NH2 NH2. Remember this 2 and 4 position is of this group जो कि मैं अभी लिख रहा था. This is as 2 position and this is at 4 group. This another group may be over here, right? So after mixing in the presence of acidic condition, water molecule will release on this side. तमाम के तमाम reaction में हम water molecule release करें. After releasing water molecules, CH3 double bond NH, and this is your NO2 group and this is your NO2 group, right? This compound form yellow precipitates that confirms the presence of aldehyde or ketones. Now that compound is have a name. हमने acetone से start किया. So with respect to its initial reactant, we have acetone 2,4-DNPH, right? So all are same kind of section. Now students, we will discuss its mechanism, which is really important. ये पेपर में अक्सर आज शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन पेपर में आया होता है कि राइट द मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एल्डिहाइड कीटोन with ammonia derivatives. Now we will discuss its mechanism, and mechanism have some steps. Remember, this is acid catalyzed reaction. So in the presence of acid catalyzed reaction, we will start it with H positive ion, C double bond oxygen. These two bonds are free. In each case, this bond, and this carbon is not disturbed at all. Plus we have H positive ion, shows that this section is acid catalyzed reaction. Now in the first case, we know that this oxygen contain two lone pairs. There is a chance कि ये lone pair move करें H positive ion की तरफ. So by using its lone pair, that oxygen may form a bond like, see, there are two bond free, double bond, oxygen and hydrogen. इससे पहले इसके पास दो lone pair थे. After chemical reaction, it has only a single pair of electron. Now we may put a positive charge on it, right? This compound is unstable because oxygen is more negative. इस negative element पर कभी भी positive charge नहीं आएगा. अगर आ गया, like in this case, it will capture electron from near atoms. Like this pair of this pi electron will shift to this oxygen and it becomes oxygen, hydrogen, again two lone pairs, but here is a positive charge because oxygen carbon is somewhat electron deficient. In the second case, ammonia derivative, right? Ammonia derivative, which is NH2. Here we have G. We already discussed about G. Now in the second case, the lone pair present on nitrogen, this nitrogen lone pair will move towards this positive side by forming a bond between this N and this carbon. This section is over here. These two bonds are free. Attacking thing is N, H2, H, H, and we have G. Remember, OH is still remain as such. Again, there is a confusion कि इसमें हमें कुछ चीज़, अगर यहाँ पर इसके पास एक लोन पेयर है, जब इसने बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन शो कर ली, there is no lone pair and become electron deficient, we put a positive charge. Again, this is somewhat unstable because nitrogen भी electronegative element है, ये कभी भी positive charge को stay नहीं करने देगा. अगर ऐसा हुआ तो एक corresponding reaction हो सकता है यहाँ से कि this oxygen can capture this hydrogen and this hydrogen will leave the electron on nitrogen atom, right? So अगर ऐसा हुआ तो we have a new intermediate product like see this OH2 and positive charge and H and G heavier bonds, right? Okay. Now again, oxygen is a highly electronegative element. It must not contain a positive charge. अगर positive charge आ भी रहा है तो इसमें से हम दो changes करेंगे. Changes are of like this. See as it is, two bond as it is. This pair of electron, if moves over here, a pair of electron between N and H, this move over this, and this pair of electron will move towards oxygen, and it will release in the form of water molecule. As it is, double bond N, this one is free, double bond N and G plus water molecules. Right, students? So if you have any confusion about this mechanism of acid catalyzed reaction of ammonia derivatives, then you can ask me on WhatsApp group. Thank you. Stay at home. Do not hesitate to contact me at any time. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.